Hi, my name's Laura Horton and I've been working with Alison Cooper at ARC Virtual Assistants for around 8 years now. And I wanted to do a quick video for Alison, really, for her to be able to share with potential clients, just to let everyone know how great I think she is, and that I actually could not be without you, Alison. I don't know what I'd do without you. I think you're absolutely amazing. So for anybody watching this, how does Alison support me? I think the first thing you have to know is that I am not a control freak. I do not micromanage. I like to delegate and, set deadlines and move things forward. And that's where Alison and I work together fantastically well. I think that's really important when you're working, especially with a virtual assistant, that you're not going to want to micromanage, because it's just, not going to work. So for anyone who does struggle in those areas, that's definitely something you've got to work on before. However, I first started using Alison to support me with my client admin. So I've got a lot of clients that I work with. They need contract packs preparing, they need invoices, they need a lot of liaising prior to a date to confirm everyone's details. And, there's a lot of client admin, and Alison does all of that for me. From the moment I email Alison to confirm a booking, Alison deals with everything else. So she organises the payments, she deals with the direct debit, she processes card payments where needed. She's moved me off card payments many years ago onto direct debit, which is brilliant. So Alison also gives me loads of input and loads of ideas to support me as well. She doesn't just, carry on with doing what I'm doing. If she knows of something that would support me better and save time and money for both of us, then she always puts her ideas across. I don't think I've ever turned anything down either. So yeah, Alison prepares all my accounts for me every month and gets those over to my accountant. She checks payments, liaises with all the financial aspects. I trust her with all of those areas of my business. Again, for clients, there might be a lot of proofing that needs doing. For new clients, I have really comprehensive reports that need creating. So I create those on a Word document and send them over to Alison. She puts them into the most amazing presentation and they look really good. So she makes me look amazing, basically, which obviously is fantastic. On top of that, Alison deals with social media advertising. I don't get involved in that whatsoever. I just say, this is what I want to do an advert for, this is what I'm promoting, this is the budget, and Alison deals with that for me. It's been really successful, social media advertising, for some courses that we run. We only run a small number of courses a year, but the social media advertising that Alison's always does for those has always been really successful. I've used a CRM system for probably 10 years, and Alison has always been behind the CRM system. And I used to use something called Infusionsoft, which she's absolutely amazing at using for me. But for me with Infusionsoft, it was a big cost every single month, and particularly the exchange rate not being great now. So I said to Alison, I think let's look at other options now, because I'm not using Infusionsoft as most businesses would. I'm not getting my money's worth out of it. So we have now moved on to something else. So Alison did a really good investigation into what would work right for my business. And she was able to do the MailChimp CRM systems, but also we went ahead and decided in the end to go ahead with Kajabi. Alison has set absolutely everything up, the lot. So if you're looking at having a CRM system set up, if you're looking at using it for e-commerce and things like that, just hand that over to Alison. It's worth every single penny to get her to do that for you. She's been absolutely brilliant at that. So she's expert at Infusionsoft, an expert at Kajabi. It's really, really good. She's such a technical person. Anything you need doing on Word, Excel. I mean, I can't use Excel. I can just do AutoSum. That's how rubbish I am. So anything I need doing, Alison can do it for me. She's just fantastic. I do lots of videos for clients. Bits of editing are often needed, and she edits brilliantly. So she's got all the technology. She's great at all of that. And one thing that she does for me, which oh gosh, it was a goal. It's something I wanted to do for years and years and years, was a podcast. So I've got a blog. The blog's been going for 11 years. Alison will proof the blog, publish the posts for me. I'll just set them up in WordPress. For one of my associates, when he writes posts, she deals with all of that. But I wanted a podcast. I wanted one for years, and I kept looking at it and I was like, I don't get this. I've got a Mac. I still didn't get it with the podcast thing on the Mac. I was like, I just don't get any of this. And for me, I'm very time poor. I'm a time poor person. So it was just something that was a dream that was never going to happen. And I said to Alison, I really want to do this as a podcast. And, I want to do this podcast. At the time, what we were doing was a Q&A session on Google Hangouts, which actually using Hangout was Alison's idea. In a meeting, she came up with the idea. She said, what about using Google Hangouts to do this concept of what we wanted to do? And then I said, right, I want to take this onto a podcast, because doing the live videos is getting a bit stressful. So let's take it onto a podcast. So we have got a podcast, which Alison has set up, has created. It's called the Horton Hangout. And it's out there every month with bonus guest episodes. We don't need editing on that. We're okay. However, I do have another podcast that my business sponsors, where I interview people for a company, and there is editing required on that. And Alison does an amazing job on editing those podcasts as well. So she does everything. If I need just a quick little image for something for social media, she'll do that. I do have a graphic designer and a branding company that I work with. But when I need things quickly, like, I just need something to say this for an Instagram story, she'll do that for me as well. So I can't recommend Alison enough. And as I said, I use her for a whole host of things. I have used her for booking flights, hotels, car hire, all that in the past. But I just do that now, because actually it's quite quick, isn't it? But I use Alison for the more important things in my business to really support me. So I can't recommend her enough. So if you're looking at using a VA, just go for it. She's absolutely brilliant. And Alison, thank you for all your hard work over all these years, and I look forward to the next 8, 10, however many years until we both retire.